What's up, world? It's Mr. Nicholas King Bowleg Brown. This is day 101 going live. Just got this message 30 seconds ago from Les Brown. No, he ain't singing, but he just sent it though. Success don't live on easy street. It's on the other side of hard. Blisters on your feet. Pressure got purpose. Pain got a plan. If it don't stretch you, it won't make you the man. Some folks in your circle should be pulling you through, but they the first ones saying what you can't do. Smiling in your face, doubting they tone. Talking limitations they never outgrown. Watch who you lean on when the weight gets real. Everybody close don't wanna see you heal. Past the hard days, past friendly voices trying to water your faith. You gotta be hungry. Don't shrink your view. If they don't believe it, it ain't meant for you. I'm doing better than good, better than most. Still choosing courage when fear gets close. You gotta be hungry. Stay focused and free. Your future don't need their permission to be. Les Brown say don't be the go-to friend for people you can't go to when your world caves in. Stop pouring answers in empty rooms. They drink your heart and question your wounds. Then Ayanna Van Zandt spoke calm but strong. Said loving yourself first ain't ever wrong. Give to yourself till your cup overflow. Then pour from abundance, not wounds you don't show. That book, that Les Brown book. You can always go back. He just sent this to me. Gotta be hungry. I'm gonna play it again. Look at somebody on your left. Shake their hand and tell them I'm doing better than good. Better than most. Oh, right now. Somebody say I'm hungry. Maybe I'll pass my notebook from on the TV. My notebook. motivation, take what you need. He say life ain't easy, stop playing pretend. Dreams cost effort, pain don't end. If it ain't one thing, it's 12 more in line. You won't ever live a problem-free life. So don't be scared by the struggle you see. The question ain't if, it's who you gonna be. Say it out loud, hungry for better, don't blend in the crowd. Deep in your soul, if you want your dreams, you gotta want them whole. I'm doing better than good, better than most. Still reaching, still rising.
Hey, y'all, chill out.
Holding hope. Yeah, hungry for more. Knock on destiny's door. Let's say if you want something out of life, if you want to change habits, if you want to fight, it's gonna challenge you, stretch your will. Living your dream gets real. Bills stack high, time won't wait. Wake up one day and you're late, too late. Behind on your dream, behind on your pay. That's why you say work on your
Anybody see my red pen?
spend more time on your inner man. You owe that much to who you are. Say it again. Hungry to grow, hungry to win, yeah. Mind on fire, desire gotta outweigh the tide. I'm doing better than good, better than most. Still standing, still speaking life to my hope. Don't let it die. If the dream's still breathing, so are you inside.
See, really, man. Okay, I'll work with you.
Les Brown say success don't live on easy streets. It's on the other side of hard, blisters on your feet. Pressure got purpose, pain got a plan. If it don't stretch you, it won't make you the man. Some folks in your circle should be pulling you through, but they the first ones saying what you can't do. Smiling in your face, doubting they tone. Talking limitations they never outgrown. Watch who you lean on when the weight gets real. Everybody close don't wanna see you heal. Yeah. Past the hard days, past friendly voices trying to water your faith. Yeah. Don't shrink your view. If they don't believe it, it ain't meant for you. I'm doing better than good, better than most. Still choosing courage when fear gets close. You gotta be humble. Stay focused and free. Yeah. Your future don't need their permission to be.
I'm finna listen to hell like this shit. Stay focused and free, man. Look on how hard this shit be.
Brown say don't be the go-to friend for people you can't go to when your world caves in. Stop pouring answers in empty rooms. They drink your heart and question your wounds. Then Ayanna Van Zandt spoke calm but strong. Said loving yourself first ain't ever wrong. Give to yourself till your cup overflow. Then pour from abundance, not wounds you don't show. Fill it up, let it run. From a place you can always go back. You gotta be hungry. You gotta be hungry on the other side of hard when faith gets tested and the brave leaves. Gotta be hungry. Protect your flame. Everybody clapping, don't want you change. I'm doing better than good, better than most. Still growing, still guarding what matters most. You gotta be hungry. Mind renewed when your cup runneth over. That's when the world gets you.
Push. Me too. Right on time for some reason too. Don't sound like in the shower yet. I told him thank you. Okay. All right, welcome back, world. This is Mr. Nicholas King Bolak Brown, Father of the Year. This is day 101. That's right, 101 days going live, being consistent. The initial goal was to go live for 30 days in a row. At least that was the challenge that one of my mentors gave me. And today is 101 days. 1 month was the goal. We just went over 3 months, and we're gonna keep on going. And so if you check this out, like if you like these lives, I'm really getting more consistent in saving them and uploading them on YouTube. Right now, my YouTube page and channel is called Brick by Brick. Brick by Brick. We're building this thing, reinforcing it brick by brick, where I'm sharing my thoughts, experiences, knowledge and wisdom on how I've been able to reshape my mindset to get focused and really focus on the future. Put my mindset on building myself and really put myself in position, put my children in position, to put my grandchildren in position, my great-grandchildren in position, and so on and so forth. To really get focused and committed on this relay race of life. Therefore, when they do come and they get out here in this world, they won't be wondering like I have and most of us have, and some of us are still doing so. And so this is my effort in adding value. And so the way this come about, I was at an event and one of my mentors pulled me to the side. He said, well, you know what you need to do now? You need to put together some type of training, some type of course, pretty much teaching parents how we do what we do in regards to our children, how they're so confident, how they are able to be entrepreneurs and move how they do. And so he's like, do you know how hard it is for people to get all of their children on the same page, on the same mission? He said, not only that, you have 3. I have 3. And they said, it may come easy to me, but do I know how hard it is for other people to do so? He said, so basically I got the formula is what he's saying. So what I'm looking at, I'm going over, like I showcasing these notes. And I'm sharing how I've been able to stay consistent, what made me open my mind, what made me change my mind, what made me evolve, what made me grow and develop. I would say one of the first things that caused me to grow and develop was being introduced to the Nation of Islam. And the way that happened, a friend of mine, well, one of my brothers, we used to go to his cousin's house all the time. And she used to cut our hair. And every time we would go there, she would have documentaries on. She would have Farrakhan speaking. She would have Hidden Colors playing. And we would have deep conversation. And I would always ask her, like, how you get to be this smart? The stuff that she was talking about, I had never heard before. I knew I wasn't taught this stuff in school and stuff like that. I'm like, how you know this stuff? She like, got to come to the nation. Got to come to the nation. So after about 4 or 5 times or so of having these conversations, and she keep telling me this because I don't like feeling dumb. I know I ain't no dummy. I may not be the smartest one, but I know the stuff that she was talking about I never heard before. And so she was like, you got to come to the nation. So at some point in 2012, I ended up going to the Nation of Islam. I sat in there, I listened. It was my first time experience. Nobody really could tell me how it was or what to expect. But when I got there, I had a whole nother experience from going to church. And the experience was, so Initially, I can tell you what I had on. I had on some black and red 14 J's. I think I had on some. I don't think I had no True Religion pants on. I think I had on some. Man, what kind of pants I had on? Alpha Dodgers or something like that. Rock Revivals or something like that. And I had a red, black, and white pattern shirt. I think it might have been a Parrish or a Cabbage shirt. I remember when I first got there, they searched me and everything. We get inside, they had the sisters on one side, they had the brothers on one side. Then they also had the brothers talking. And there wasn't a choir, there was no singing. They wasn't teaching from the Bible. They wasn't really teaching from the Quran either. Actually, most of the stuff that they talk about, they teach, they speak about the Quran, but they speak it more so about the Bible because that's where most of our people, the foundation that we have in this country. We're in the Bible Belt, so most of us grew up Christian anyway. So after listening to the brothers talk, and they pretty much talking about what's currently going on in the world and society, and the overall message that I got was do for self. Do for self, do for yourself. Build your own. And so by the end of the speech, not necessarily speech, at the end of the service, when they start asking for donations and contributions just like church does, and they were asking like, anybody got $100 or anybody got $100 they want to contribute. So they went from like 100, 50, 20, things like that. And by the time you get to the bottom, $1 or something like that, give whatever you can give. I remember giving $100 my first time ever going. I felt so strongly and touched so deeply about the message to where, okay, there was something I need to learn. So I ended up going to seek what was going on in the Nation of Islam, seeking knowledge. It wasn't about looking for a different religion. It wasn't about anything more than seeking knowledge. Me being introduced to someone that's knowing all these things, and she constantly saying you got to come to the nation because she was so smart. I had to go find out about the information. So what they basically tell you is they got the knowledge of God. So if you think on this journey that we're on, and we always learning, always going to school, learning just basic information, things like that, basic knowledge. What's higher than the knowledge of God? Nothing. So once we get the knowledge of God, and then when you tie into how they do with the Bible, how certain passages in the Bible is like, ye are the God's children of the Most High God or something like that. So when we started learning, it just started making a whole lot more sense. When I would go to church and I had questions, the answers that they would give me didn't make sense. It seemed like for me to understand, to interpret the way they taught me in church, I would have to suspend my common sense. When I got to the nation, I didn't do that. They were able to give me answers and give me things to use so I can see the results in my own life. So within a year of going and listening and learning, I ended up riding with some of the brothers and sisters down to see and hear the minister Louis Farrakhan speak. I also ended up losing 100 pounds just by reading books and putting them into practice. The main book that helped me lose weight, I would say, is called what's the book called? What's the book, Bo? Hey, what's the book? It's skipping. What's the book? Oh, How to Eat to Live. I don't know why I can't think of it now. How to Eat to Live, book 1 and book 2. And 2 of the first things I got rid of, for the most part, was eating pork and drinking alcohol. Once I got off pork and alcohol, I lost 100 pounds in probably about a year or less. I wasn't going to the gym. I wasn't exercising. And even when I lost the weight, I was losing the weight so fast. I had to ask the brother, like, damn, when I'm going to start losing weight? He was like, he started laughing at me. He's like, it's going to taper off. I ended up going from 250 pounds down to 150 pounds in less than a year. And so one thing I can say, they are, the teachings of Elijah Muhammad are life-giving teachings, life transformation teachings, but you have to work. No different than anything else. Now, growing up going to church, anytime I would ask a question, they was like, you just got to believe. Or you get slapped in the mouth or something like that. I remember asking questions when I was about 7, 8 years old, and it never made sense to me. First time I go to the Nation of Islam, instantly it makes sense. And so one thing they teach us is to study from the cradle to the grave. So always be learning, always be a student. So me taking it into consideration, learning, I never stop. So now I've been on a lifelong journey of self-development and self-discovery, reading, studying, learning. And it's so far, in this point in time, it's been 14 years since I've been doing so. From 2012 to now, 2026. And we're going to keep on going with it. And it's constantly making me better and better, smarter and stronger and sharper. And another thing that made me get my act together to really focus on bettering myself was when I had my first son. After when I finally started getting myself together, because it did take a minute. I had to, if I didn't get myself together, then my son's life was going to be harder. And so I was completely ignorant to a whole bunch of things and how the world worked. So I had to start learning and growing. So the better I became to educate him, and everything around me became to get, when I became better, everything around me started getting better. And it's still getting better. Not to say there's not no sacrifices, not to say there's not no challenging times, not to say it ain't hardships. But as we develop our mind and strengthen our mind, it makes us more equipped to handle the adversities and the challenges and the hardships and the struggles and the challenges that we go through. From loss of loved ones to loss of love to losing jobs to all kind of things. And so it just makes us more equipped. It has made me more equipped. So saying all that to say, so I tell you, so the Nation of Islam, by way of Minister Farrakhan, Elijah Muhammad, Malcolm X, also Dr. Khalid Muhammad. And so what I'm working on in regards to the system or the training is more so going to be a mindset training or a mindset course or something like that. And here's a few of the other resources that I got that helped me out. So one of the first ones I got to say that I got motivation, mindset, money, business, documentary, guidance, and movies. So certain movies I watch all the time, certain documentaries I watch all the time, certain books I read all the time, and certain motivational speakers I listen to all the time. And the top one of the top ones I would say is Les Brown. Before I started doing this in 2012, I had never heard of Les Brown. And I just showed you, I just received a message. I just received a message from Les Brown. Spoke to Les Brown last Sunday. Les Brown has made over $60 million. He's known as the motivator. One of the number one motivational speakers in the world. So,
I'm glad he's still doing it, what he's been doing as like a younger person too.
I'm happy he's still doing it too, because when I first heard him, one of the main things that he helped me with before even knowing me or meeting me was that me watching his motivational DVDs and speeches and things, and he's saying that it's possible. He broke down like the possibilities and saying that there's greatness inside you. Listening to his story, how he was born in an abandoned house on the floor in Miami with a twin brother. He was held back several times in school. He was labeled the dumb twin, eligible, mentally retarded, like just so many obstacles he had to grow through. So once I'm hearing his story, it gave me no excuse to start building myself, because a lot of times when people go through things, they're like, man, I went through this. Some people are like, man, that ain't nothing. I went through this. So it's like the pity party Olympics or the challenges, things like that. People like to say, who got it worse? So once you find somebody who got it worse than you have it, but is doing so much more than you are, then it takes all of the excuses away. So now you have to be responsible and hold your own self accountable, which I had to do. So that's how I started. That's how I lost weight. That's how I built my mind up. That's how I've been consistent. Because like I said, if I didn't get myself together, then my son's life was going to be harder. And then when I found out I had twins on the way, I really had to get myself together, because it was a lot of challenging times. I had to stop doing how can I say? I had to make sure I was going to be alive, well, and free. So I had to change my life, change what I was doing, sacrifice certain money I was making to make a whole lot less money, and just have some faith that it was going to work out as I continue to grow. And as I'm growing, like I couldn't see where I'm at now. I couldn't see it. I just had to believe it. I had to stay consistent and grow as much as I possibly can. Read and take what these people are saying and just execute on it. Whether I believed it or not, I had to grow into it. For instance, if you've never heard of the law of attraction, I would say go on YouTube. I'm gonna help you out right now. Go on YouTube, type in The Secret. The Secret. This also helped me change my life. And the main message in this documentary is about the law of attraction, which this is where I learned about vision boards from. People talking about their experiences, how they was in one state of life or one state of being, and then after putting together a vision board and applying the law of attraction and working towards things to where some of the things that were on their vision boards became a reality. Not saying it happened overnight, not saying it was easy or anything like that, but this was these people's story, consistently, one after the other. You had people on Oprah Winfrey, you had people doing documentaries, all different things like that. So after hearing these things and like not having anything to lose but everything to gain, I started planning. So I got me some project boards, got me some glue, got me some magazines, got me some scissors, played Les Brown in the background and other motivational speakers and The Secret in the background, and just start with the arts and crafts, just like they teach us in school sometimes.
You was hungry.
I was definitely hungry. I had to be. Coming from the projects with no college degree, no real network to help me advance in life to get high paying jobs and things like that. So I had to kind of figure this thing out. Not even kind of, I had to figure this thing out. So I tried so many different ways, so many different avenues. I just had to do it because my family was working. And I realized I was responsible and accountable for them and accountable for us. So I had to get on the job, had to really man up. So I would say around this time, this is how when I realized I was elevating and evolving from a young man to actually being a man. Because I used to wonder at times, I know when I was around in my late 20s, like what's the difference between being a young man and being a grown man? Because as a young man, I was doing the same thing that other people were doing, as far as working, paying bills, looking out for other people, going out, having a good time, shopping, just doing the same thing. But when I started having a family, started having children, and started getting committed, being responsible and accountable, and I understood that there was no quitting on this. Like it was never a thought that, okay, I'm not going to be there. So I had to make sure I did everything I could to evolve, to put myself in position to where I could earn what I need to earn and know what I need to know. And this has led, like I said, has led me on the path of self-discovery and self-development. So check out The Secret. It's a documentary. It's also a book and audio book. The documentary was based off of the book. Also, did I spell secret wrong? Yeah, I spelled it wrong, and it still came up though. I left the R, S-E-C-E-T. Boy, you get the message. But yeah, that's a part of it. So Les Brown, I met Les Brown. E.T. Eric Thomas, I met him now. Wallow 267, I met him now. Dr. Umar, I met him now. Those all, I got them on the motivation. Mindset, Napoleon Hill, Jim Rohn, and Brian Tracy. I got books by all of these people. Money, Robert Kiyosaki, Grant Cardone, and Myron Golden. Business, some of my mentors. Nehemiah Davis, Marcus Bourne, and David Shands. Now, I also got Master P on here. Documentary got The Secret, Hidden Colors, Black Power mixtape 1967 to 1975, and Up from Slavery. Because sometimes when I get to where it's like I need to get recharged and remotivated and things like that, I go back and start watching documentaries from the past, from the 60s and things, and get their energy from the civil rights era and the Black Panther movement, Black Power movement and stuff like that, and watching how hoses and dogs were sicked on our people and the adversity we had to go through and things. So now it keeps me moving forward also even more so. Because sometimes you get to the point where you kind of start coasting out. You be going and now you're coasting or just coasting. But we need to refuel and recharge. So when I watch that type of thing, it charges me up. Instead of letting it make me angry, it makes me execute more on what I'm doing. So these are the things that I'm sharing and teaching and presenting to not only the parents, but most so focus on the children. So we can kind of put these children in the best position so they can succeed, be safe, aware, mindful, and not only safe, but so they can thrive. And so this is kind of give them a blueprint, a playbook, or something they can kind of go off of, because I knew it worked because I'm a living testament of, because this is what I've done. Come from a place or not even having any cares about any of these things. Really consider myself turning 30 years old, and now I'm sitting here as living proof at 42 years old, constantly making history every day of my life. Not focusing on that, but that's just a byproduct of me getting myself together and executing and implementing these things. And if I can do it, so can you. So can you. Now, if you're not interested in it, that's fine. But if you want the best for your children, I would say to introduce these things, these names, and these thoughts to them, so it can help build on to what they already learned and build on to who they already are. Because we lack knowledge of self. So that's two things. So going to the Nation of Islam, it made me focus on knowledge of self and to do for self and build my own. And it was very different and challenging. So I'm going to share something from The Secret. It's a small clip from The Secret of Oprah Winfrey talking about, well, this is not The Secret, but she's talking about The Secret and how she used it.
Be responsible for your life. Book could be number one. I was really very excited about it because basically the message of The Secret is the message that I've been trying to share with the world on my show for the past 21 years. The message is that you're really responsible for your life. You are responsible for your life. I've known this. I've known this since The Color Purple. In 1985, I've probably told you the story when I did The Color Purple, but in 1985, I did The Color Purple. Prior to that, I had read the book, Larry. Now, this is when I got The Secret thing, but I didn't know it was called The Secret. I read the book, The Color Purple, and then went out and got books for everybody else I knew. And I was obsessed about this story. Obsessed about it. I ate, slept, thought all the time about The Color Purple. I moved to Chicago. I get a call from a casting agent asking would I like to come and audition for a movie. I've never gotten a call in my life from anybody for a movie or anything like that. And I say, is it The Color Purple? And he says, no, it's a movie called Moonsong. And I go, well, I've been praying for The Color Purple. And I go to the audition, and of course it was The Color Purple. I audition. I don't hear anything for months. And I go to this fat farm, and I think it's because I'm fat, because I was about 212 pounds at the time. And I think I didn't get the call back because I'm so fat. And I'm at this fat farm, and I'm praying and crying, saying to God, help me let this go. Because I wanted to be in this movie so much. I wanted it. I thought I was going to be in the movie. There's all these signs that I should be in the movie. And I go to this fat farm, and I'm praying and crying. And as I'm on the track singing this song, I surrender all. I surrender all to thee, my blessed Savior. I surrender all. I'm singing that song, praying and crying. A woman comes out to me and she says, on the track, it's raining, and she says, there's a phone call for you. And the phone call was Steven Spielberg saying, I want to see you in my office in California tomorrow. Now, what I learned from that, that moment absolutely changed my life forever, because I had drawn The Color Purple into my life. I didn't know Steven Spielberg. I didn't know Quincy Jones, who saw me in Chicago. In 1984, he was there for a lawsuit that was being filed against Michael Jackson because he'd been working on his Thriller album. And he saw me on AM Chicago and said, that's Sophia. Now, I didn't know him. I didn't know anybody that had anything to do with that. But I knew that I had drawn that into my life, and it changed the way I thought about my life forever.
So you're not surprised at the success of The Secret?
I'm thrilled for the success of The Secret. I think that the message needs to go further, because I think the mistake that was made with The Secret is that they tried to, that they tried to let that be the answer to all questions. It's not it's just one law. The law of attraction is one law. There are many laws working in the world. But it is very true that the way you think creates reality for yourself. There are other factors going on. So it's not everything, but you really can change your own reality based on the way that you think.
The way we think. That's mindset 101. So like I said, that's what I'm bringing to the table. If we start to think better, make better thoughts, we make better decisions, we have better outcomes. When we lead by example better, and our children can follow our example better, it'll help them evolve and elevate better and faster. So again, this is day 101. Check me out on YouTube under, type in Brick by Brick. Let me pull that up myself. Brick by Brick. BRICK. BYBRICK. Brick by Brick. Yeah, what am I on that? Shit, I don't even see it. Well, let's see how we do this. Let me see. Brick by Brick ain't pull up. Brick by Brick. Let's see. See if King Bowleg pull up. King Bow, no.
I can easily pull it up for
I
you.
got you. Let me figure it out. So that ain't work. Okay. Going live. Let me type going live.
I'm sure that's the song.
That's it? Going live?
No, I said I'm sure that's a song. So probably won't pull up.
Yeah, I'm going live. I ain't do it either. Okay. Going live. So how did I put my stuff up, Jake?
I can do it for you.
Tell me.
Type in day 67 going live.
Day 100 going live.
Don't have like one of the most views, so it will show up.
Did I put up 100? Because I was trying to have an issue. That ain't pulled up. That ain't it. Shit. You know what? I'm going to listen to the baby.
I'm not a baby.
You is a baby, Jake.
Wow.
Boom. See?
What's up, world? This
We
is
elevate
King
these children,
Bowleg
they can
Brown.
elevate us.
Father,
Day
you
67
got
pull up.
Day 67. That's right. 67 days of going live. Initially, my goal was to go live for 30 days in a row to bring value, insight, share some resources, share my perspective on things. And the goal was to go live for 30 days. As you can see, we surpassed it to where now we're at day 67. And so this is me leading by example. And at the end of this, or as we're growing with this, to be able to extract some wisdom to put together some type of course or training for parents and children to help move forward in a positive way from some of the things I've applied to my life, some of the things I'm applying to my children's life in regards to teach them how to be entrepreneurs, how to be confident, how to keep moving forward in the midst of adversity, and how to look at the nose when we are offering our books and our stuff, our services and things like this. Say, for instance, they know that from their experience, from my experience, the more we approach people to offer them, hit them with the pitch and offer our books, most people are not going to necessarily say yes, so they're going to say no. And so we have to make sure we shape their minds to where they remain confident, stay motivated, and inspired to keep going in the midst of getting these no's. And we teach them that no means next opportunity. So when they hear the no's, to not be discouraged, to keep on going, because the more no's you get, the closer they are to getting their yeses. So some people, a lot of us become get discouraged when people tell us no, when some people are being rude or just not interested in what we have to offer, even though it's for the greater good, it's for the benefit of not just us, but also for the children that's going to be reading it. One of the biggest things that the children that read the book is going to get, they're going to see some positive representation of themselves. So that when they read these books, it will inspire them to see that they see someone that look like them doing things that they may not necessarily see on the regular day. So to see three young brothers,
most definitely you.
with
Maybe if you turn around
their
on him.
mother in support, and moving forward, and they're learning together and growing together and building together. So that we're not the only ones that can do this, and we're doing it, coming from the circumstances and the places that we come from and we had to grow from, that they can do it too. So it's a true inspiration. And then not only that, it's teaching them to be entrepreneurs, it teaches them brotherhood, it teaches them teamwork, and it gives them a sense of pride and self-worth. Founded in 1999. And when you look at it as an investment in the child's future, it becomes a inexpensive investment. Knowing that you're going to inspire your child and to increase their self-esteem, their self-worth, and they can see the value in themselves and establish a certain level of pride. It's something remarkable when you see children that have a sense of self, high self-esteem, and high self-worth at a young age. When you can see that a lot of people in their teens and early 20s, early adulthood, and even later adulthood, that don't, from going through life tends to beat down a lot of people. A lot of people can't handle it. At some point, you know what, they get fatigued and get wore out, and it'd be hard for them to stay motivated, and they just kind of want to fade to the back and just make their money and go home and be left alone. But we teaching them to where learn these skills and putting forth your best effort and knowing that your parents support you, you love and support yourself, you got your brothers on your side, and then also it feels real good, even for myself, when I'm seeing other people that's really inspired and they appreciate the work that we're doing. Like from people telling us that the Boss Brothers are giving them hope and that they're inspired and it makes them want to go harder, especially when they're older or something that the children need. They want to invite us to their schools, they want to invite us to their churches, invite us to their organizations, all different things like this. So it's super inspiring when we get these results. And we know it's affecting people telling us, leaving reviews and just really praising the work that we're doing. And so then we explain to them that, what's the drive.
This Day 67 on this video I'm watching. If you're looking for it, just go on YouTube and type Day 67 going live. Put it right on there, like my son said.
What we're doing is, the foundation of what we're doing is love. We love our children. We want our children to be safe. We want them to be successful. We want them to be
brick by brick, where it say, but it
responsible. We want them to be
caught up yet. I changed
great
it last night.
representations of our family, for themselves, for our future, for our race, and all those things. And so when you see young boys coming from Mississippi, coming from Jackson, coming through from challenging circumstances, and they able to still have a positive attitude in the midst of going through some of the most challenging things that we as people we go through. So I would say a lot of things that we go through is not necessarily unique, because everybody goes through challenges in some form or another. But the goal is to keep them motivated and optimistic, keep optimistic mindset, to keep moving forward, to where we're not looking to an end date or a time to quit, or we made it to where we're gonna go now. We're gonna keep on going. For instance, just like initial goal for this series that I'm doing now, going live for 30 days, as I approach the 30-day mark and started getting the groove to where, okay, instead of stopping at 30 days, now we're going to keep on going. So much so that today is the 67th day of going live. And I really have no intentions on stopping, and I have every intention to keep going. So that's my plan. It is a challenge sometimes to just turn the phone on and go live and not knowing what we're going to say, what we're going to do. Just like now, I just woke up from a nap. I had to make sure I got it in before the clocks would strike 12. So right now it's 11:03 on the Eastern time.
11:06.
But it's still the 67th day, and so I guess the mission will be keep going. It's a new year, and we just pick up and keep continuing from the momentum that we've had from the last year and the year before that, and so on and so forth. Like, we didn't just start this and then it happened overnight. This happened with a decision, it's happened with a plan, and it's happened with a purpose. And our goal is, one of our most important goals to myself is to help elevate our reading levels, especially when we do the research and find out that the reading scores and the reading levels for our third graders, they determine it's a correlation between the prisons that are being built and the fate of a lot of our the children that's growing up in society. The school prisons are built based off of the third grade reading levels. So if people can't read, more specifically our people can't read, even more specifically our young boys can't read, then they're funneling them and ushering them into through the school to prison pipeline. And so we have a vested interest in minimizing that, because we're the black boys. Our cousins are the black boys. And the black girls as well. Like, there's no discrimination like that. I know girls that grew up as children and also went to jail and went to prison. I know some boys that's been caught up in the system and have had to make a life going through these trials and tribulations. And it's not fun, it's not easy. And when a person is going through those things, more specifically when they're in jail or in prison, it's not just that one person that's affected by it. We have several families affected by it. You got one person going to jail to their parents and their children, their cousins, their aunts, their uncles, nephews and nieces and friends and neighbors. Like, it's the community, especially when we grew up like we did as a village, coming from Christian Brotherhood. So it affects a whole culture, basically, just from that one person. Just like when people and children or people are committing crimes in regards to maybe harming someone, and someone had to go to jail. There's two families at least that's affected negatively by the actions that's going on. Somebody either has to go to the hospital or bury someone, and the other family had to deal with someone going to jail, being taken away from their families and things like that. So it's a very important mission, and it feels like we're duty bound to do so. So if we can make a positive impact to help elevate the condition of our people, starting from where we come from, and continue to build and lead by example, to make a positive impact in our community, make a positive impact in our families, make a positive impact in the world, then that's the mission. Our mission is to teach entrepreneurship and the value of a strong family, more specifically through our books and animated content. So as we can plant these seeds in the younger minds, then they can start expanding on these ideas, and then they'll start reaching to higher heights, and they'll be having higher expectations for themselves, higher expectations for their friends and family members, and have higher expectations for their future. So, and if we can do it, you can do it too. Not only that, if we're doing it, you should do it too. You deserve more. Your children deserve more. And we all deserve a better future. And now's the time for us to get it right. Now's the time for us to all to pull together and do our best to make the best for all of us. Starting with ourselves, our family and friends, then that expands to our community, that expands throughout the world. So, this is day 67. I am your host, Mr. Nicholas King Bowleg Brown. You can check me out on YouTube at this particular moment. The channel is called Mr. King's Perspective.
Well, Mr. King,
I'm speaking on certain things that's near and dear to me, and that I think will be helpful not only to us but to our community. So, thank you for tuning in. Like, share, and subscribe. If you have any suggestions or some talking points, please reach out and share.
I'm gonna
If
share
you got
this
any
one.
positive comments and feedback, please do it as well. Also, I will be sending out the interview card for the documentary that I'm working on as known as the Nicholas King Bowleg Brown documentary. It's gonna consist of between 5 and 7 questions, beginning with like how well you know me and what your perspective and where you see me taking this thing to and things like that. So I'll be sending it to you. All I'm requesting is you do like a 30 second to a 60-second video answering the questions on your phone. Send it to me, and we'll get in a position where we can add it either to the documentary or we'll share it on social media and things like that. So, thanks again, and love, peace, and respect to all. Let's keep going. Day 67.
Boom, you heard it here. Then after that, day 73 pop up. So day 67, let me share that.
What's up, Will? This is Mr. Nicholas King Bowleg Brown, Father of the Year. This is day 73.
What
Yeah,
day
that's
73?
right. Day 73. What's up, world? This is Nicholas King Bowleg Brown, Father of the Year, and this is...
So this is where we at with it. That's where I'm at with it. Share it to the story. Let me be. All right, so check me out for get back to work. Again, this is day 101. 101, baby. Keeping it consistent, moving forward, keeping strong with it. If we can do it, you can do it too. Any questions, concerns, send me a message. If you want to get on to share the live with me so we can talk about what I'm talking about or something we know or go over our relationship, how we know each other, however you want to do it, let me know. And if we can do it, you can do it too. Till next time, Mr. Nicholas King Bowleg Brown, Father of the Year, signing off. Day 101. Keep going.